Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. We have made it to the end of the week. It is Julie here with your TipRanks pre-market morning update, where we are covering everything you need to know before the market opens. I am here Monday through Friday with videos out before the opening bell. So if you aren't already, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel and turn on those notifications so that you can stay up to date with all of our latest videos. This morning, we are taking a look at exciting stock market news, our biggest movers and losers, plus notable earnings reports. So here we go. Starting off with stock market news. U.S. stock futures have pulled back this morning. The Dow futures were up, but about 0.04%. The S&P 500 futures were down about 0.43%, and the NASDAQ down about 1.46%. In stimulus news, President Biden has signed into effect the $1.9 trillion stimulus package, which includes stimulus checks going out to many American families. Some of those deposits are expected to come in as early as this weekend. As far as vaccine news, President Biden also stated a target date of May 1st to have all U.S. adults eligible for a vaccine. He also gave a bit of a glimmer of hope of potential small gatherings for the 4th of July. In further vaccine news, shares of Novavax popped after the biotech company announced that its coronavirus vaccine candidate showed to be 96.4% effective against the original COVID-19 strain in a late-stage trial over in the UK. They've now completed UK and South Africa trials, and the vaccine was well tolerated with no cases of severe illness or deaths among participants. The data from both studies, which built on interim results announced in January of 2021, are expected to serve as the basis for submission for authorization of the vaccine to regulatory agencies worldwide. The average price target of Novavax gives a potential upside of 52%, but just today, B. Riley Financial reiterated their buy target with a $397 price target, which would be about a 111% potential upside. Novavax won't seek U.S. approval until data from their U.S. trial is out, but that presumably will show strong results as well. In tech news, the U.S. has imposed some new 5G license limits on some Hawaii suppliers. The Biden administration has informed some suppliers to China's Hawaii Technologies Corporation of tighter conditions on previously approved export licenses, prohibiting items for use in or with 5G devices. The rules create a more explicit prohibition on the export of components like semiconductors, antennas, and batteries for Hawaii 5G devices, making the ban more uniform among licenses. Some companies had previously received licenses that allowed them to keep shipping components to Hawaii that the Chinese company may have then used in 5G equipment, while other companies were already subject to tighter restrictions. In other news, digital payment specialist company Square might be getting into the music business. As last week, the digital payments specialist announced it is acquiring a majority ownership stake in Tidal. The Jay-Z-owned music streaming company will cost Square $297 million in a mix of cash and stock. Since the hip-hop star and entrepreneur took Tidal under his wing in 2015, the Spotify competitor has failed to gain traction, and the street's reaction to the news was decidedly lukewarm. However, one analyst, Dan Dolev, has an upbeat take on the new addition to the fintech star's arsenal of services. He says that it expands their ecosystem and provides new creativity around Bitcoin uses, boosts engagement, and increases Cash App's buzz. Dolev gives Square a buy rating with an upside potential over 57%. However, reviews are a bit mixed as we're seeing several holds and even a couple sell ratings as well. Now taking a look at this morning's biggest gainers and losers. Starting with our biggest gainer this morning, and that is Entera Bio. Under the ticker ENTX, they're currently up nearly 53% in the pre-market, following a gain of 152% yesterday. We also have Giga Media Limited under GIGM, who is up 34%, and Contrafact under CFRX, who is up 32% in the pre-market, following a 25% gain yesterday. This morning's biggest losers include Evoke Pharma under EVOK, who is down about 23%, Timber Pharmaceuticals, who was down nearly 24% this morning, but that was following a 70% gain yesterday. And Marker Therapeutics under MRKR, who was down about 24% so far in the pre-market. Now for notable earnings reports. Starting off with Ulta Beauty, whose shares have dropped on softer fourth quarter results and a CEO change. Along with their fourth quarter results, the company announced that its CEO, Mary Dillon, will be replaced by company's president, David Kimball, effective in June. Meanwhile, both the fourth quarter earnings and revenues came in ahead of the street's numbers. Ulta Beauty's fourth quarter earnings of $3.41 per share topped expectations of $2.35 per share. However, the quarterly earnings declined about 11% year over year. The company's fourth quarter sales of $2.2 billion came slightly ahead of analyst expectations, but slipped 4.6% year over year. In the last day, many analysts have reiterated their buy ratings with a few holds in there, however, with modest upside potential ranging between 1% to 3%. We also had fourth quarter earnings results from DocuSign, whose results beat analyst expectations, but we've seen their shares dip about 4% in the pre-market. DocuSign's fourth quarter adjusted earnings more than tripled on a year-over-year basis to 37 cents per share and outpaced estimates of 22 cents per share. Their revenues jumped 57% and beat analyst expectations by $23 million. DocuSign CEO Dan Springer said fiscal 2021 was a milestone year for DocuSign. We became a pillar of the anywhere economy that lets people increasingly do anything in life and work from anywhere. DocuSign still remains a strong buy, with several analysts upgrading or reiterating their buy targets today, with upwards potential from 22 to 33%. And we also heard from AutoWeb, who jumped 10% on a lower than feared fourth quarter loss, but has given up most of those gains in the pre-market. Their fourth quarter revenues of $17.3 million beat the consensus estimate by $250,000, but it did decline 35% year over year due to lower lead and click volumes and pandemic headwinds. The company reported a loss of 7 cents per share in the fourth quarter, which narrowed from a loss of 24 cents per share in the prior year period. Analysts were expecting a loss of 12 cents. While there are only 2 analyst ratings on the AutoWeb stock, they do both come in with a buy and a 141% average potential upside. The most recent coming from 4 days ago with Barrington, with a $10 price target for nearly 240% potential upside. As far as earnings reports in the after hours today, it is fairly quiet today, hearing from a couple pharmaceutical companies such as Intech Pharma and Pieris Pharma. So that is our Friday pre-market morning update. If you found today's video helpful, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure that you're subscribed to the channel as well. Like I said, guys, I am here Monday through Friday, so I hope to see you back here on Monday morning, and I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.